Well, two of the most popular 55-plus communities in the Las Vegas area, Sun City Anthem and Sun City Summerlin, are often compared, but the truth is they offer completely different lifestyles. Now, in this video, I'll break down everything you need to know from location, cost of living to amenities, the community vibe, and the long-term value, so you can figure out which one fits you. Hey, I'm Micah Bleacher, and I've called Las Vegas home for more than 20 years, and I truly love living here. I make these videos to share what makes this city so special and to help folks who are thinking about making it their home too. Now, before we dive into the details, let's start with the biggest factor that affects your everyday life, and that's location, location, location. Well, okay, let's talk about location and accessibility. So how do these locations compare in terms of convenience? What's the traffic situation like in each area? How easy is it to access daily necessities? What's nearby each community? And how do the surrounding areas differ? Well, here are the facts. Now, most people feel that Sun City Summerlin is a better overall location, maybe less dense traffic patterns, more established in the surrounding area, and better access to major highways. That's actually true. And closer access to downtown Las Vegas, if that's important to you. Now, Sun City Anthem, on the other hand, is located in Henderson. That's a whole different feel and vibe than Las Vegas. A little bit more traffic density in that particular area on Eastern and Anthem Parkway, so that's something to consider. Now, it's a developing area with ongoing growth. And of course, Anthem may require slightly longer drives to some certain amenities here in Las Vegas, and by slightly longer, I'm talking about minutes. Now, it's part of the rapidly growing Henderson community, and that's becoming more special all the time, and it's actually closer to the Las Vegas airport, which is on the east side of town. Now, one of the biggest differences between these communities is their location. Sun City Summerlin, you're close to the 215, you're close to the Summerlin Parkway and I-95, and most residents find it just a little bit easier to get around. Now, Sun City Anthem, while located in highly desirable Henderson, does experience a little bit more traffic density, especially during peak hours up and down Eastern Avenue. It gets a little bit dense over there. Now, that said, it is very easy to get to the St. Rose Parkway and the I-15, which is really nice for people who want to travel to California a lot. However, both locations have their unique advantages. It really depends on which part of the valley you find yourself visiting most often. It always comes down to what's most important to you. For example, Sun City Anthem seems a little bit far out, but it's only 17 minutes to the airport, when from Sun City Summerlin, you're talking about 22 minutes. Okay, it's a 5-minute difference. It's not much. So it kind of depends on everything else that you've got going on, and that's what we're getting ready to talk about. Well, now that we understand the location differences, let's look at something that greatly impacts daily life in both communities: the dining and entertainment options. Now, when it comes to dining and entertainment, both communities offer excellent options, but there are some key differences. Now, in this section, we're going to discuss what dining options are available near each community, how the entertainment venues compare, which shopping centers serve each area, and what are the major differences in lifestyle amenities, and then how do residents rate the dining and entertainment options. Sun City Summerlin residents enjoy easier access to downtown Summerlin, which offers a wide variety of restaurant and shopping options. The area around Red Rock Casino has really developed into a premier dining destination. Now, Sun City Anthem, while having fewer immediate dining options, is served by the M Resort Hotel for dining and entertainment, and there are lots of places up and down Eastern Avenue, and of course the district at Green Valley Ranch, which has its own outdoor shopping center that has its own unique charm. Now, the Green Valley Ranch Casino also provides great dining and entertainment, although some of the residents feel that the overall number of options isn't quite as extensive as what you'll find in Summerlin. Now, while many people feel like Summerlin has an edge when it comes to dining options, there's a place over on the east side in Henderson that we've been going to for years, and it's so good that we'll drive all the way across town just to have the food there, and that's Todd's Unique Dining. Todd's is a family-run restaurant. It's been there since 2004, almost as long as we've been in town, and they've been serving expertly crafted steak, seafood, fusion cuisine, and the atmosphere is very friendly and down to earth. Honestly, my favorite dish when I go over there is the braised boneless short rib with jalapeno mashed potatoes and caramelized onion sauce. That dish is amazing. It blows my mind and taste buds every time, and I highly recommend that if you find yourself over at Todd's. Now, across the street from Sun City Summerlin, over at Desert Shores, you've got Marché, Bacchus, and the Americana. They're like 5-star restaurants just right across the street. Now, on the other hand, Sun City Anthem dining and entertainment features right in the neighborhood. There's Buckman's Grill at the Revere, and then happy hour at the clubhouse itself. Sun City Summerlin, I think, has a definite dining and entertainment advantage. There are more restaurant options in the immediate vicinity. In the neighborhood, there are grill options right in the community, like Miller's Tavern, Tavern at the Falls, and the Summit. And in Summerlin, there's probably more established entertainment venues than you'll find over in the Henderson area. There's a growing number of dining options all the time in Henderson, with new shopping developments coming up all the time. It's an emerging entertainment scene there in Henderson. Now, speaking of differences between these communities, let's talk about something that's often a major factor in the decision-making process, and that's the cost of housing and the overall investment potential. Well, friends, now we're talking about housing costs and investment value, and it poses these questions. How do the home prices compare between the communities? What are the differences in the square footage costs? How strong is the resale value in each area, and what are the investment potential differences? Furthermore, how do the HOA fees and assessments compare? But when we look at housing costs, you'll find they're surprisingly comparable between both communities. The real differences comes in the details. Sun City Anthem offers newer construction, generally built about 10 years after Summerlin, and you'll find more homes with casita options if that's important to you. Now, Sun City Summerlin, while having older homes, offers more patio home options, though these aren't as popular with buyers as I would think they would be. People don't like that extra $240 or so, $230 HOA fee that comes on a patio home in Sun City Summerlin or a villa in Sun City Anthem. People feel like they want to do their own lawn maintenance. On the other hand, when I do the numbers and I figure out how much it's going to cost for a landscape guy to come by every week to do the blow and go, you've got water, you've got trimming, you've got some of those HOAs take care of the trash and even the sewer, and they're all different depending on the little village you go in. I don't think it's a bad rate to pay about $240 for all those extra services. It may be a little bit high, and of course you're paying for the convenience fee there, but I think those villas and patio homes are a good option for some people, even though the HOA fee is a little bit higher. It covers painting every 7 to 10 years or so, and that's a real expense that has to be amortized over every year that you don't paint it. So I think that the fees add up, and I think they're pretty close to what you'd actually spend if you were doing the proper maintenance on your house. Anyway, I digress. Now, as I mentioned, both communities have strong resale values, but they handle their reserve assessment fees a little bit differently. As I mentioned, right now, Sun City Summerlin has approximately a flat $2,000 fee, while Anthem bases it on the purchase price at around 1/3 of 1%. Now, these are important considerations when you're calculating your total investment. Now, I've done a little bit of study over the sold homes in the last 6 months. So then I'm just talking about single family homes, because Sun City Summerlin has a lot more of the patio style homes than Sun City Anthem has villa homes. So we're just going to talk about the single family homes for right now. So in the last 6 months, Sun City Summerlin sold 156 homes to 151 in Sun City Anthem. Now, the median sales price in Sun City Summerlin was just over $549,000, while the median sales price for the last 6 months in Sun City Anthem was $600,000. So that's about a $50,000 difference, right? Now, the average square foot price in Sun City Summerlin, interestingly, was higher. It was $342 and change versus $324 and change. So it's about a $20 a foot higher in Sun City Summerlin. Part of that, I think, you're paying a little bit for the name of Summerlin. You're paying a little bit because there's extra demand there because of that. And part of it that the homes are a little bit smaller, and you tend to pay a little bit more in square foot price when you have a smaller home. For example, the average square foot size in Sun City Summerlin was around $1,700, while the average square foot price in Sun City Anthem was closer to $2,100 for all the homes sold in the last 6 months. The average lot size is about the same in both communities, and the days on market are very close. It takes about 2 extra days to sell a home in Sun City Summerlin on the average than it does in Sun City Anthem. Now, the sales to list ratio are very tight. They remain at about 98%. What does that mean? Well, Anthem homes are both larger and a little bit more expensive. Average sales price is about $87,000 higher than Summerlin, and there's about an extra 400 square foot per home on the average. So In theory, you get a better value per square foot with a larger home over in Anthem. Now, in theory, you get a better value per square foot in Summerlin, despite the smaller size. Summerlin fetches, about $342 a foot versus $324. And again, smaller homes typically have a little bit of a higher square foot price, so that may be a part of the difference, along with the demand for the name Summerlin. Now, this often reflects more updated homes, premium lots, or location-driven desirability, which I think that's the case here. Now, market activity is nearly identical. The number of homes sold in both communities, nearly identical. Number of days on the market, nearly identical. And the price stability is very strong all the way across the board. We're talking about a 98% listing to sales ratio over the last 6 months. So I find that to be very strong and noteworthy. It seems like it's hard to go wrong no matter which community you pick. Now let's explore something that makes each of these communities truly unique, and that's their amenities and recreational facilities. By the way, I'm sitting here with my garden in the background. It's a little bit messy right now. We're having the sprinklers redone to fix a few leaks and save some water. We're always working hard to conserve water here in Las Vegas. So that's what's going on in my backyard. And one of these days, we're going to get tired of all the extra work we have to do back here, and I'm going to downsize. My wife's already talking about it. We're going to downsize to one of our favorite 55 plus communities here in town. And guess what? I don't know which one that's going to be yet. We're still looking at all of them and deciding. We're not going to probably do it for a few years, but as you can see, this is a pretty big yard behind me, and we can see the writing on the wall that we're going to have to downsize at some point in the next few years. It's going to be probably just more than we can handle comfortably, put it that way. And we'll make a nice garden in a very small backyard in one of the great communities here in town with raised beds and pots, and we'll still be growing things and having a great time. Now friends, now we're talking about the amenities and the recreation. That's one of the big reasons people get into the 55 plus communities in the first place. How do the golf courses compare between the two communities? What are the differences in the clubhouse facilities? How many recreational facilities does each community have? What unique amenities does each community offer? And how do the fitness centers compare? Now, the amenities in both communities are impressive, but there are some notable differences. Sun City Summerlin offers 3 golf courses, 2 of which are championship, and 1 is an executive golf course that has a par 60. So it's just kind of a shorter, smaller, easier golf course to get around. And that's compared to 2 championship golf courses in Anthem at the Revere Golf Club. Now that's a plus for Summerlin and for golfers, and the courses at both locations were designed by Billy Nash and Greg Casper. Now Summerlin has 4 clubhouses versus just 3 at Anthem. However, Anthem's clubhouses are newer and often perceived as a little bit nicer by my clients. Now, one of the standout features at Anthem is the breathtaking city views from the main clubhouse and the indoor walking track that's on a second level. It's just breathtaking there. There's nothing really comparable to any place in town compared to what they have at Sun City Anthem with that indoor walking track with the view of the entire valley. That's really spectacular and special. Now, both communities offer excellent fitness facilities and recreational options, but Anthem's tend to be a little bit more modern simply due to their newer construction. I mean, just wow, I spend a lot of time at both of these communities, and all of the facilities, the recreational facilities, all of the amenities, the clubs, the craft rooms, all of the extra facilities at both clubs are just simply amazing, and it's probably difficult to go wrong no matter which community that you decide to end up at. But yes, let's just say the amenities are absolutely fantastic in both communities, but what about the overall lifestyle and community vibe? Let's explore the differences between the atmosphere and the demographics. Well, friends, now we're talking about the community vibe and the demographics of each community. And we're going to cover these questions. How do the social atmospheres differ? What's the average age at each community? How active are the residents? What types of community events are offered, and how do the social clubs compare? Here are some facts. Sun City Summerlin has well-established social networks. They've got numerous clubs and activity facilities. There's a diverse mix of long-term and new residents. There's an active lifestyle focus. There are very traditional community events, big shows, small shows. The community is golf cart drivable, and Sun City Summerlin has more commercial centers within the community. Now, here are some facts about Sun City Anthem. There's a strong emphasis on fitness and wellness, and that community is also golf cart drivable as well. It's a question really everybody asks. Can I drive my golf carts there? Yes, either community, golf carts are okay. Now, when it comes to community vibe, Both places are incredibly active, but each have their own unique energy. Now, many of my clients have noted that Sun City Anthem tends to feel a bit more energetic, possibly due to its slightly younger age average. However, this perception can really vary depending on when you visit. I've seen incredibly active scenes in both communities, and I'm there a lot. I have friends in both communities, and both of my friends love their communities. Now, what's consistent is that both places offer extensive social programming, clubs, and activities. Now, the real difference is not in the level of activity, but in the style of the community. Anthem is a little bit more contemporary because it's just simply newer. Now, Summerlin has that established traditional community atmosphere, and I think you're going to like it. Honestly, when I take clients there, they like both communities, and one or the other edges out depending on their personal needs, but my clients love both locations. Now, speaking of what makes these communities special, let's talk about something that's particularly important to my clients, and that is safety and security. Well, now let's talk about safety and security, friends. And here are some questions that we're going to cover today. How do crime rates compare? What security measures are in place? How safe are the surrounding areas? What emergency response times are typical? And how do residents rate their sense of security? Now, here are some facts about Sun City Summerlin. Now, Sun City Summerlin has well-established security protocols. They've got regular security patrols, often by retired police officers. Now, there are very good emergency response teams because the security office is right in the neighborhood, and there is an active neighborhood watch program. Now, here are some facts about Sun City Anthem. There are regular security patrols, again, often with retired police officers, strong community safety programs, and also active neighborhood watch programs. Safety is a top priority in both communities, of course, but Sun City Anthem has a slight edge here simply due to its location in Henderson, which consistently ranks as one of the safest cities in America. Now, both communities maintain excellent security measures with regular patrols and well-monitored entrances. However, it's worth noting that both places have outstanding safety records, and residents in both communities have reported to me that they feel very secure in their homes and neighborhoods. The only authoritative data source for this type of thing is the Las Vegas crime data website. Now, when I look on there, I see a little higher crime rate in Sun City Summerlin. And when I inquire about that, I'm told that there are more commercial centers in Sun City Summerlin than there are in Anthem. Whenever there's like a shoplifting crime or something like that, it gets reported as a community crime. So it's going to skew the crime rate higher in Sun City Summerlin. Anyway, neither community is gated. Now, people always ask me about security, and my advice is always the same. I don't care what neighborhood you live in, whether there's 5 guard gates with guns or whatever, I always recommend a good security system that's monitored, like the ADT or some other company. It doesn't matter what company it is as long as it's reputable. I like having my security controlled on my phone. I like my Ring doorbell on my phone. I like being able to see what's going on my phone. Furthermore, I like hooking into my home system with my phone with the Nest. I can even control my sprinklers in my garden behind me with my phone. Anyway, I highly recommend that for peace of mind, especially if you travel. You can always see what's going on your phone. Give your neighbor a call, give the security patrol a call if you see something going on. And if your alarm goes off, call both the police and the security. They'll be there fast. So that's what I recommend no matter what neighborhood you live in, and that's a strong security system. Well, now that we've covered safety and security, let's discuss something that can significantly impact your daily life, and that's healthcare access and medical facilities. Well, friends, now we're on healthcare and medical access. Now, I get a lot of questions from clients like, what are the medical facilities nearby? How do the healthcare options compare? Are there specialists in the area? What are the distance to the major hospitals? And how convenient is pharmacy access? I get these questions all the time. And here are the facts. Sun City Summerlin, pharmacies are pretty much on every street corner everywhere, and there are many options available, and there's an established medical community all around the Sun City Summerlin area. Now, Sun City Anthem has a growing medical presence. In fact, I have several doctors that I have to drive across town and go see over in the Anthem areas. So I'm actually quite familiar with the medical facilities over there. My wife once had surgery over at the St. Rose Hospital, and multiple options for urgent care. Well, there's medical facilities all around both of these communities. Now, healthcare access is excellent in both communities, but there are some differences worth noting. Now, Sun City Summerlin benefits from its proximity to Summerlin Hospital and an established network of medical providers, and also has Mountain View Medical Center to the east, just on the other side of Desert Shores. Now, Sun City Anthem residents have easy access to Henderson Hospital and a growing number of medical facilities, as well as the St. Rose Hospital and Medical Center. Both areas offer plenty of specialist and routine care options, but Summerlin might have a slight edge in terms of sheer number of medical providers in the immediate vicinity. However, with the rapid growth of Henderson and everything that's going on there, we expect that gap to close quickly. Now, in this next section in our series, we're going to talk about something that often makes the final difference in people's decisions, and that's the overall personal preference factors involved. Well, friends, now we're talking about the personal preference factors, and that's really what the final decision comes down to. Here's a lot of questions I get asked from clients. Number one, what makes each community unique? How do the views compare? What are the standout features of each community? Which personality type prefers each community? And what are the deciding factor for most buyers? Well, here's some facts about Sun City Summerlin. There are more patio home options at Sun City Summerlin than there are villa options at Anthem, and Sun City Summerlin has a proven track record. It's been around a long time. Sun City Summerlin is closer to the Las Vegas Golden Knights Stanley Cup's practice facility over at downtown Summerlin, as well as the Las Vegas Aviators, the minor league baseball team, and that is where the UNLV hockey team plays their games. So you have all of that sports activity going right on in Summerlin. Now, Sun City Anthem has that Henderson vibe and lifestyle. And what does that mean? Well, I can describe it to you, but give me a call when you come to town. Let's go check out Henderson. We'll check out the Henderson vibe, and we'll check out the Sun City Summerlin vibe, and we'll see which one resonates with you the most, because that's really the only important factor. It doesn't matter how I feel about it personally. There are more floor plans with casitas. That's an option that many people like. Many people like a smaller main house and then a casita option for either a exercise studio, a guest room, an office, or whatever. Those casita homes are very popular over there in Sun City Anthem. It's a growing area. Anthem is growing by leaps and bounds. It's really growing in the southeast part of town. Sun City Anthem is very close to where the Las Vegas Raiders have their practice facilities, and the Silver Knights hockey team, that's our minor league hockey team, has their facility there as well. So you're very close to professional sports, no matter which side of town you choose. Now, at the end of the day, choosing between these communities often comes down to personal preference. Now, Sun City Anthem offers those breathtaking city views from the clubhouse and the walking track around the fitness facility, while Sun City Summerlin provides that established West Side lifestyle with more integrated commercial centers. Now, I've had clients absolutely fall in love with Anthem's newer construction and the Henderson vibe, while I've had others absolutely prefer Summerlin's a little bit more traditional feel over there in Sun City, and they prefer the restaurant variety that we have on the west side. Now, neither choice is wrong. It really is about which lifestyle appeals to you more. You need to experience this vibe for yourself. I can show you houses online. We can look on Zillow. I can send you listings, but really what it takes is getting boots on the ground and seeing what that vibe feels like to you. While you're looking at houses, I'm looking at your eyes and seeing if they light up on one side of town or the other. That's what I look for when I'm out with clients. I want you to be happy. That's the number one goal I have when I'm working with a client. So if you'd like help touring both of these communities to see which one feels right to you, I'd be happy to spend time with you showing you around. My contact information is on the screen and in the description below. And now that you understand the differences between these two amazing communities, you might want to check out my next video for the ultimate guide to 55 plus communities here in Las Vegas. It's comprehensive. You might need to pop some popcorn and sit back and put your feet up to watch it. My name's Micah Bleacher, and I'm always here to help you find the perfect place to call home. Peace out, and I will see you on the next video. Love you, friends.